may come as a bit of a surprise if I were to tell you that board gaming is actually my fourth favorite nerdy thing out there. My favorite nerdy thing, as we have talked about, is of course pro wrestling. My second most favorite thing is movies. My third being, and my fourth being board games. So I absolutely love it when something from the bottom is also something from the top. So for example, if they make a movie about wrestling, I love it. If they make a board game about wrestling, I'm into it. If they make a board game about, I'm into it. If they make a movie about board games though, not so much. But if they make a board game about a movie, once again, I'm all over it. Today, we are going to talk about a game based on a movie based on a book. Ladies and gentlemen, Coraline! Coraline! Beware the Other Mother by WizKids is a board game based on a movie based on a book in which a little bitty blue-haired girl goes on an adventure. Now, it is very important that you understand the movie and have seen the movie to enjoy the game. It's one of those types of games. So, for your beautiful listening and viewing pleasure, I present to you the plot of the movie and some of the book with spoilers ahoy so we can get to the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Coraline.
Coraline is about a kid-year-old girl who moved into some pink apartments with her very busy, not neglectful parents. The room upstairs is occupied by a Russian sort of fellow who trains a mouse circus, and the room downstairs is by a pair of crazy old who used to be young crazy actresses. It's highly implied they used to be adult stars. One day, day one, Coraline gets bored and finds a little hidden door that opens up into nothing until she goes to bed and opens up to another world. And there she meets Other Mother and Other Father, who are like her regular mother and father, but nicer, i.e. less busy. Everything in the world seems like it's a better version of the world, except a teeny tiny little fact that everyone has buttons sewn into their eyes. Coraline plays, Coraline sleeps, Coraline wakes up and tells her real parents about it, but they busy. Also, there's a cat. Coraline goes over a few other times to see other Mr. Bobo and other actresses do their fancy things, and the other mother is like, let me sew these buttons up in your eyes. To which Coraline is like, whoa, nope. Blah, blah. Other mother steals real parents, and Coraline makes up a game to find the souls of the other kids. The other mother has done this too. Coraline finds bits, escapes, and then goes home to live happy ever after, but then she has to wreck other mother's hand and escape, blah, 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 blah. So remember, Coraline, kid, parents, busy, other mother, God bell damn it. Everyone else, just go with it. Oh, and Wybie, we'll talk about him later.
Now, Coraline, Beware of Other Mother actually takes place at that part in the movie where Coraline is going around trying to find the souls of all the other kids that the other mother has gobbled up over the years. And the game is a co-op game. It is actually a very simple co-op game, probably one of the most simple co-op games that I've ever played. What you're gonna do is on your turn, you're gonna have your handful of cards. You're gonna look at your cards. They are all gonna have the same picture of Coraline on them. And you're gonna pick one, you're gonna play it, and you're gonna all together now do the thing. It's as easy as that. Whenever you're done doing your thing, you draw back up to your handful of cards, which is different depending on the number of players, and then the mother takes her turn. Ooh, here is the mother. What devious things happen in this? You flip it over, and it's the picture of Other Mother. Spoiler alert, it's the same picture of Other Mother on every card. And you do the thing. Now, there are some helpful things on these cards to kind of narrow down, because there's a lot of text in this game. So specifically, this one will affect these two. So there will be characters in the top that it'll actually affect, so it'll give you an idea on kind of what to look for. And Coraline's cards have the same thing. And that's it. So you're gonna go back and forth. The goal of the game is to win. The way you win is by getting the 3 souls, a snow globe, and a key to get out of here. And the way you're doing this is you're going around a little board full of little cards, and that's it. The game ends one of 4 ways. You win if you get all your shit and get out. You lose if Coraline has no more cards to play. That means you've drawn all the cards from the deck and all the cards from your hand are on the table and they're gone. Or if there's no more Adamada cards to draw, or there's a moon deck at the top consisting of 6 cards, and some of these effects can be mitigated if you want to advance the moon card. And once that moon has taken all the way, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh, full button moon, and that is the end, and you lose. And that's it. There are some things that I absolutely love about this game, and there are some things that I absolutely about this game. So because there's so many things that I like and so many things that I dislike, we're gonna have ourselves an old-fashioned friends off. Remember the episode of Friends where Ross was like typing up all the things about he liked about Rachel and this other girl, and Chandler's like, I got a new computer, it can play Doom. And he's like, not Rachel, we're doing that. But instead of a plus column, it will be represented by a snow globe containing my family. Trapped. Don't worry, if you've seen the movie, it makes sense. They get saved, it's a good thing. And things that I don't like will be represented by a bouton. It's a button. Yeah, it's a button. Because in the movie, they sew buttons in the end. Watch the fucking movie. All right, so I always like to start with the positive. So what's getting the first snow globe? I actually think the components are really nice. I think the card quality is nice. I like the way they feel in my hand. I'm a sucker for standees. I do like the standees. It comes with a foldable paper map that I could give or take, but it keeps the cost down. You don't really need it after the first couple of plays. The components are nice. The cards and the rooms, everything. It's pretty nice. It gets a snow globe. But what sucks buttons? Like I mentioned, every one of these cards, they're so text heavy. The cards in general, just what does it do? This. What does it do? This. Sure, it has some things over here to kind of give you an idea on what it actually does, and it gives you an idea if this is a move or reveal, and it kind of color coats them, but the art on them is all the same. With the exception of the box, every picture of Other Mother in the game is this, and every picture of watch. Coraline, here's her little standee, Coraline. Adamutta, Adamutta. It's the same. Why? Why would you do that? There's so many, you can screen grab. It would just give it a better idea. It would be a better fucking thing if it was a kind of card, like a title. Like, for example, this Coraline card says, move Coraline 0, 1, or 2 spaces. If Coraline, Spink, Enforceable, characters in the game, end up in the basement, reveal Ghost Eye number 2. Okay, Spink and Enforceable are the actresses. Well, that's cool, but it would have been awesome if it was like, oh, theater in the basement or something, and then it had the little thing and maybe a little bit of flavor text or something, or a picture of her doing the thing that's down there instead of putting the bitches over on the side. What? Why would you do that? And here, Other Mother, here we go. If Coraline is in the living room, move her to her bedroom or advance the moon. If she is not, move Coraline to the living room. Cool. Why wouldn't you show a picture of Other Mother dragging Coraline away, being like, you'll never leave. This game takes a very weird approach to its game. It focuses on a very narrow bit of the movie, a climax of the movie, which is really the only part of the movie you can make a game out of, which is really nice. But it takes that one little part of the movie, makes a really decent game out of it, but gives you no fluff. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're just moving a blue-haired chick around with some other creepy stuff and there's a cat maybe. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Also, no, we'll back and forth. No, fuck it. You know what else sucks buttons? The satchel. This is the satchel. Yes, I realize I just praised the production and then all of a sudden I'm complaining about the production. This is the satchel. What goes in this satchel? All of your goodies that you find. All the souls, the clippers, the little magic eye thing, all the items go in the little baggie here. But the way it's done on the table is you just take it and you just put it on there. But wouldn't it be cooler if this was the size of one of the rooms and then there was little squares on here that you could put the things to just represent so you have like a little grid to fill up? Wouldn't that be nice? That would be nice. Speaking of these fucking cards, this, come here. All right, look at this shit. So this is the garden, this is the ghost eye. It always starts in the garden. So why would there not this be on that so I can put that there? Why wouldn't that happen? Obviously, I can move that around. I can drop it in other rooms, and I'll be dropping stuff. But if that's where it always starts, give me a little indicator. Just put it right there. That way I can get rid of this foldy thing that I don't need. And that would be great. It's great. What? Why would you? There's some really weird production design things. Also, in a multiplayer game, you'll take your turn. Then when you're done, give a little flippy flip. It's as easy as that. Ugh. All right, speaking of. So we have a solo game for multiple people. So as I mentioned, we'll talk about it in a second, but it doesn't matter how many people are playing, the game is played the same way. So I take my turn. When I'm done taking my turn, I flip my little button to the taken turn side. I play my card. Other mother plays her card, and we just keep on going. If I play by myself, it's the same thing. We're only really focusing on Coraline. There are other characters, Bobo, Lady, Cat, YB. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about YB yet. And we have our little board here, and this is cool. It kind of reminds me of, what was that game that I played that I didn't like? Orphans of Condyle Cove, where they're all running around, and yeah, I didn't really like that one, but it's kind of set up, it's got a similar vibe. And I think to myself, there's so much not to like about this game. But we have another snow globe in the fact that my daughter loves Coraline. She loves it. She loves the movie. It's one of the only of like 3 movies that she'll watch along with Frozen and Mulan. She loves it. But this is one of those games and I'm not probably really going to be able to play with her for a long time because look at this. There's so much text on these goddamn cards. Let's talk about another thing that sews buttons. To pick up an item starts hidden. So if we're down here, all the items start on their hidden side. So up here, Mr. Bobo, it's hidden. So in order to get this, I have to play a series of cards that will get me up there, to reveal this, to play another card to put in here. There's some cards at combo. And then all of that only to draw a card that says, if I'm not in my room, I have to discard something from my, oh my God, it takes like 5 cards to pick up something and 1 card to lose everything. What is this game? It is so difficult and sometimes really easy, but it's just, man. Let's do some housekeeping. It is for 1 to 4 players. As I mentioned over there, it's a solo game for everybody. It is for ages 14 and up because there's a lot of text. It's kind of gruesome. I don't remember what the movie's rated. And then 30 plus minutes. It's very, very short. So we have what, like 5 or 6 buttons eyes and only 1 or 2 snow globes? This kind of seems like a no-brainer, but it's not. It's all about how games make you feel. And this game makes me feel good. It was 20 bucks. I really like the kind of game it is. I really like this weird spin and plate thing that it does. It's brutally difficult. It's wildly lucky. Would I rather play this or watch a movie or read the book? They just kind of feed into the other. I always would love to watch the movie, but the game takes a very specific part of the movie and there's no way this would translate really to another type of game. I just wish this version of the game was better, but I'm only in like the 60s of my hard 100s. I'm gonna keep this one a little bit longer. So it is in for the time being because it's like I willed this shit into existence. I just started watching it with my kid. They started making stuff. There was a Monopoly. I was like, I wonder if they're ever gonna make a real game. And they made a real game. They made it for me. So ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything you want willed into existence, put a note in the comment. I'll see what I can do for you. Cause that's how I do it. That was dumb. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this latest edition of the Hard 100. This is right for my shelf for the time being because it's fun. It's easy, it's simple, it's sturdy, it's good. All of my complaints aside, at the end of the day, it's how it makes you feel. It makes me feel good. I like it. Did you like the light bulb thing? Tried the light bulb thing. Light bulb thing was cool. I hope you and yours are well. Peace out. Oh, my Wybie thing. All right, check this out. Remember in the movie when Wybie says,
"Surprised she let you move in. My grandma, she owns the Pink Palace. Won't rent to people with kids."
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about it.
I have a theory. I think the grandma who lost a sister who was the doll at the beginning of the movie, I think she knew that it was getting about that time for the Beldam to get hungry, and she was looking for a family to move in that had a kid so she could sacrifice another kid to keep Wybie safe. I think that grandma is a murdering bitch.